All right, the fight of the night was Woodley and Luque, and performance of the night went to O'Malley and Francis Ngannou. They all won $50,000. Congratulations to them.
Dana, new heavyweight champion of the world. Pretty impressive stuff from Francis Ngannou. I mean, I think everybody's still soaking it in, but give us your initial reaction to that.
Yeah, no, he looked damn good. He looked incredible, man, and obviously you saw a lot of things from him tonight that we hadn't seen from him in the past. Head kicks, leg kicks, really good grappling, takedown defense, scary.
Yeah. It seemed a mature performance, right? I mean, it's so composed in there. We think of the power that he has, but he has a tendency to kind of rush and get a little wild sometimes. It felt like it was kind of like he's reached a new kind of mature level in his career. Did you feel that way watching him tonight?
Did I feel like it was what?
Like a mature performance from him. That was just much more patient and composed.
Listen, he had that first fight with Stipe. He's had a lot of time to think about it, a lot of time to break down the tape and work on things that, he was deficient in the first fight, and he did his job. He looked damn good tonight. And, he even ate that big right hand that Stipe threw back at him when he was coming at him. It was a very impressive performance.
Yeah. I know in his first rise to the top, he even admitted kind of that he got a little full of himself, and was feeling how he was. So now that he's on top of the world, what do you think? I mean, have you had time to talk to him or get a feel of what you think he's going to be like as a champion?
I can't explain to you guys enough about how it's keeping your head together when you either get the title shot or once you get the title. There's a lot of things that go along with being the champion, and it's not as easy as just training and fighting anymore. There's a lot that goes with it. So, he got a little ahead of himself the first time. Let's see how he handles it this time. So far, so good.
Yeah. And I got to ask you what appeals next, right? Because Stipe, we talked about it, greatest of all time. We said if he loses, he'd probably deserve a rematch, but man, the idea of a Jon Jones fight seems awfully exciting right now. And Jon came out, tweeted, said, "Show me the money." What appeals to you most? Because it seems like that would be an amazing super fight.
If I'm Jon Jones and I'm home watching this fight, I start moving to 85.
You think that's a fight that you'd like to put together next? I mean, sure. I know we don't matchmake, but that sure does seem exciting.
Listen, I can sit here all day and tell you, what "show me the money" mean. I tell you guys this all the time. If you can say you want to fight somebody, but do you really want to?
Yeah. We could talk about this fight tonight, but I did want to ask you about a couple other great performances. Vicente Luque and Tyron Woodley, a great fight. I mean, a fight of the night in just one round. Just want to know what you think of both guys, right? Because it seemed like a key moment for Tyron, but that might have been the best we've seen him in forever.
What's that question?
What did you think about both those guys, Luque and Woodley? Because it was a great fight.
Fight of the night. They came to fight. Both obviously Luque, a rising star, a kid on the up, and Woodley, who takes a lot of criticism. That kid came to fight tonight, and he went out on his shield tonight, man. He came in to fight.
That's what I wanted to ask, because a lot of people said if Woodley lost tonight, maybe that's the end. But he looked good in there, right? I mean, you still want to see Tyron fight again?
Listen, how old's Tyron now? 39. 39, that's 4 in a row. Yeah.
Last thing I did want to ask you about was Sean O'Malley. Gets a performance of the night, bonus. Could have had one in the first round. So I just want to hear what you thought about the whole performance, right? Like, thought he had a walk-off and then ended up getting a walk-off anyway. What did you think about him as a whole?
Yeah, he did it twice tonight. He looked good, coming back in after the Cheeto Vera fight, came in tonight against a real tough kid, tough, durable, and with serious punching power, and he put on a masterpiece tonight. I mean, he picked him apart, stayed on the outside, and basically did whatever he wanted to do. Hurt him, thought he finished him, and then finished him again in the third round. So you really couldn't put on a better performance than he did tonight.
Dana, to your right. I walked in a little bit late, as you were already up there, so if you were asked this, I apologize. But just curious if you can comment on the poise and the patience that Francis showed tonight.
Yeah, he was a completely different fighter. Like I said, we saw things from him that we'd never seen before. Head kicks, leg kicks, really good grappling, takedown defense. And he took his time and even ate that big right hand from Stipe. Yeah, he looked perfect tonight.
You were upset with the way he approached the last fight, and you made your upset known. Did you have any conversation with him this time heading into the fight where you had the opposite sense that could you tell that he was going to come this way?
I didn't. But after the fight, when I was up there, he came up to me and said, "Trust me, I'm a different person," and I said, "I trust you."
Obviously you have to give a lot of credit to him, but I wonder, do you also have to look at his coaching staff? And I guess Eric Nixick deserves a lot of credit there. I mean, to work with that guy and to change him from this just, crazy attacking, person into somebody who was methodical. Even when he hurt Stipe and knocked him down that first time, he didn't just crazy bull rush him. He went with a game plan.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And when you think about his last 4 fights, he's demolished people immediately. And tonight, he worked on different things, leg kicks, head kicks, defended the takedown, spun around, hit Stipe with some shots. He didn't just rely on trying to go out and club him.
And my last question, you look in the history, and whenever you have a big heavyweight that can punch, it's always a massive draw, a massive attraction. Tyson maybe being the greatest example of that. Do you think with Francis, he's got that big smile and he has a great backstory that he can become that guy for you if he continues to do what he's been doing?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the first fight with him and Derek Lewis was a weird fight. Derek Lewis just looked great in his last fight. That guy's been taking it serious, losing weight and everything else. I mean, Francis has some tough guys coming up in the heavyweight division. So it'll be interesting to see.
Dana, when you see Francis tonight, and you said about the evolution of his game, including the takedown defense, if you're an opponent, how do you beat that guy?
Yeah, the guy that we saw fight tonight is scarier than the guy we were afraid of, yesterday. So it totally makes sense as he begins to evolve and get better, and not just physically. The guy's a physical freak, but when mentally, as his game gets better and he does things the way he's supposed to, he's a problem. He's a scary dude. But like I said, Derek Lewis just looked good too, and we finally have some good heavyweights in this division now. So there's some interesting fights for him.
Is it also an added bonus that Francis tends to finish his fights really quickly, so he can be more active than we've seen the heavyweight title picture been for the last few years? Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing is that Francis likes to stay active and Francis likes to fight. At the press conference the other day when we were talking about, he'll call and just say he wants fights. Just give me somebody, I'll fight. So the guy likes to stay busy. He likes to be active. He likes to fight, and he's fun to watch.
Do you think there's a chance he continues to get better? Like, he's been with this new team for a little while now. This is the first fight he's had where he's been able to show some growth. Do you think he will continue to get better over the next couple of years?
Absolutely. Once you grab onto that belt, and you start to defend it a few times, you become a completely different person. So, yeah, I think he's only going to get scarier.
Outside of this, your old buddy Oscar De La Hoya did a press conference yesterday announcing his return. It was reported that Triller want him to fight a UFC fighter in his return. They didn't specify which one. Is there anyone on the roster you would allow to go box De La Hoya? Maybe Francis.
To box De La Hoya? Come on, guys. This shit's getting silly. I mean, you guys know it's silly. You just want to ask me silly fucking questions.
That's fair. That's
Come on,
true.
you got 50-year-old fucking guys boxing, and you guys are actually talking about it and covering the press conferences? Come on. Come on, you guys.
Last one on that. Did you take the $2 million bet with Snoop?
What's that?
Did you take the $2 million bet with Snoop Dogg?
Did I take it?
Yeah.
No. First of all, the line is 2-1. The fuck would I bet these guys for even money when the line is 2-1?
Fair.
More silly questions. Come on.
Dana, right behind me.
Yeah.
Right now, there are odds out for Francis and Jon Jones. Francis is a minus 137 right now. Do you agree with those odds? If the fight would happen?
What is it?
Minus 137 in favor of Francis against Jon Jones right now.
Francis is minus 137?
Yeah, as of right now.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting.
Dana over here. I noticed you had quite a few celebrities than usual at the Apex. I'm assuming a lot of people hit you up because they want to be back to see UFC live. How did you pick out, Machine Gun Kelly and them to be here live tonight?
How did I pick them out?
Yeah, because I'm assuming a lot of
They
people are
called
hitting
me.
you up to watch.
When you call.
Secondly, Miranda Maverick, great performance on the main card, one of the top prospects, only 23 years old. Just what do you see for her? She says she wants to be a top 10 fighter in 2021.
Yeah, we'll keep her busy. Yeah.
And then my final question, we were going to have the featherweight title fight. We know Alexander Volkanovski, tested positive and everything. Because he lives, around the world, is the plan to try to get him back soon if he comes back healthy quickly, or should we expect that to be pushed back a bit?
Yeah, we need him to recover from this thing first. And once he recovers, then we'll figure out, because he's still sick. So once he recovers and we know he's 100% healthy, we'll get him in there as soon as we can.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Dana, back here to your right.
Yep.
I guess Jon Jones is watching. He tweeted since you've been up there. He said, "Go to 185. I didn't gain all this weight for no reason." Laughing face.
I like it. That sounds serious. That sounds serious then, John. Call Hunter right now.
Is that
We
the
can
fight?
make that fight tonight, John. Call Hunter right now.
That's the fight to make. Would you say?
What's that?
Jones and Ngannou is the fight to make, right?
Well, Derek Lewis is the fight to make. But if Jon Jones really wants that fight, listen, it's one thing to go out and tweet and say you want it and I put on the weight and I did this and that. Do you want the fight? I promise you, we can call Derek Lewis or one of these other heavyweights and they want the fight. If Jon Jones really wants the fight, Jon Jones knows he can get the fight. All he's got to do is call and do it. Like I said, it's easy to say you want the fight, but if you really want the fight, Francis Ngannou is the heavyweight champion of the world right now. All he's got to do is pick up the phone and call Hunter, and we can get the deal done.
Hunter, can you let me know if Jon Jones gives you a call? Okay, cool. Last thing, Dana. Now that Stipe's run is, over for now, can you just reflect on what?
That was fucking weird, huh? Holy shit. What the hell was that all about?
Send him to
Huh?
Oscar.
What did he say to me?
Send him to
He's ready to fight for me? He doesn't look like he's in fighting shape. Poor guy. Anything else?
Yeah. I just want to ask you if you could reflect on what Stipe has done over the last few years as the heavyweight champ.
Oh, I'm sorry, say that again?
I just want to see if you could reflect on what Stipe Miocic has done over the last few years as heavyweight champ.
Yeah, I've had this weird relationship with Stipe, but I love Stipe, man. The guy's as solid as you can get, kept his job as a firefighter, is loved in his hometown, and will go down as the greatest heavyweight ever in UFC history, in the sports history, actually. And, tonight's Francis's first night. I don't know what the future holds for Stipe. Obviously after this fight, he's got to go home and, heal up, spend some time with his family, and then we'll talk about what's next for him. But, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Stipe Miocic and everything he's done in this sport and for this company.
Hey Dana, with the star power of Francis Ngannou and cities opening back up, is there an ideal location you'd have him have his first title defense?
For Francis?
Yes.
Where's his first title defense?
Yeah, an ideal location with cities opening
I don't
back.
know. We got to see as this stuff. What I'm hoping is we go to Jacksonville, then we go to Texas, and then Vegas, and then we just keep rolling. With full sold out events. So obviously, Francis would be a Vegas, New York City, Fight Island guy. You know what I mean? One of those locations.
And lastly, with Sean O'Malley getting right back where he left off, I know he had the loss to Chito Vera. They've been barbing back and forth in social media. Do you see an opportunity for those two to run it back? Does that fight interest you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you can make that fight anytime. That one's always there. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's next for either one of those guys.
Dana, just one question for me.
Hi.
This is the last pay-per-view scheduled in Las Vegas before you hit the road. Is it conceivable that you could come back for a pay-per-view event at Apex this year?
Do we think we'll do a pay-per-view here again?
Yeah,
I hope
this
not.
year.
I hope not.
Would
listen,
any-
listen, don't get me wrong. This is amazing. I'm sure it's a lot easier for you guys too. We pull right in the parking lot, we roll in. You know what this is kind of like? Everybody who's getting lazy and used to working at home, where you don't really have to put, you leave your pajama bottoms on, put a nice top on, sit in front of your computer screen and Zoom somebody. It's the easy, lazy way to do things, but this isn't the right thing to do. We should be in sold out arenas, fans packed, going crazy. And unfortunately, we'll all have to start traveling to all these cities again. But that's the right thing to do. This is the easy, lazy thing to do. And it's nice. And it was awesome while it lasted. But hopefully this is over.
There are also 2 events on the schedule. Are those events, could they be moved as well? Are you looking to move them?
Next 2.
There's the 10th that's here, and I believe the 17th. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny, great question actually, because we've had this debate that's going on right now at the office with the fight nights. Do we stay here with the fight nights for a while again? You know what? So Monday, I have a meeting on this on Monday, right? This shit should be together on Monday. Call me Monday.
Will do.
I'm giving you this story. Call me
I
Monday.
appreciate that. The guy that came in here, perhaps he should go fight Oscar De La Hoya. You think you could see that?
Yeah.
He wants to fight.
Yeah.
Dana, UFC 264 on July 10th, I believe it is. Could that possibly be at the T-Mobile Arena here?
I hope so. That's the plan.
That's the plan. And could that be Conor versus Poirier on there?
I hope so.
Okay.
We all hope so.
Dana, just one. With the world sort of opening back up, is the plan still to create a hotel next door in the property? Is that sort of getting shelved?
Yep. I got so much stuff planned. I can't wait to share with you guys, and hopefully in the next month and a half, I'll hold a press conference with you guys and show you everything that we're working on, and I'm excited about it.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
Dana, for that July event, could Justin Gaethje co-main in case he had to step in from one of the guys, Poirier or McGregor?
Yeah, we could do that, or he would be the backup.
Thank you, sir. Good night tonight.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.